Alright guys, let's hop into this kind of full face of new stuff. I don't know. I don't think it's... I'm going to probably cut out some things that aren't really new. We're doing something extremely different for foundation today. So that's why I'm including foundation in this video, in this playtime. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and prime. I'm kind of hot. I've got a fan on and the AC. So... but it probably didn't help that I just drank some coffee, so I guess I wasn't too hot to have coffee. So I just used the Nars Pore and Shine Control Primer all over my face. Well, for my smile lines, I'm going to use this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. It's a trial size that I've had for like a really long time, and I just watched someone's video, Savannah Schuyler, and she was talking about the different steps she takes to have like super smooth looking, you know, skin when she's doing her foundation. And this is one of the things she says she does, and I've done it before, but I didn't use this. I used like another eyeshadow primer, like probably my Wet n Wild or something like that, not thinking that the actual product would matter, and maybe it doesn't, but before it didn't really work too well. Maybe I didn't blend it into the area enough, but I decided to try it again with this. I mean, so far so good, you know, not perfect, you know, I still see some creasing in that area, but not as much. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. I mean, it also depends on how much I'm smiling throughout the day and, you know, moving my face, how hot it is, that type of thing. But also, I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. It's like an under eye primer. I use this in my full face of e.l.f. products that I did like a few months ago, and I never really used it again because I didn't think it was that good for my under eye. But on my pores, I think it seems to be okay. Not the same consistency as the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. It's definitely not the same consistency at all, but I've been trying this and it seems to be working alright. Doing a little bit of traveling today, but whatever. I'm going to be traveling with this bright eyeshadow. I'm going to take some of my RCMA No Color Powder, which I put into this like container with a sifter, and I'm just going to press this right into this pore area to make sure that stays matte, because that's one of the areas that is first to get oily on me. So, and then I'm going to pat it over my nose too. I'm going to conceal with my Milani Conceal and Perfect in the shade 170 under my eye. And then, I'm going to take it right here too. A little there. And then I'm going to use 165 on my forehead, because 170 kind of blends right in with my forehead a little bit. So I want a little bit more brightness. And then on the nose too. Have been kind of they've been concealed, so I'm gonna take my Decorte powder, doing a light set with my Decorte powder, taking my sponge again and pressing that in, making sure it's all blended there. Aquasurance Honey. This shade is great for adding a little bit additional brightness to my under eye, as well as, you know, setting that area in place and giving me minimal creasing under the eye. You know, and it's not too dry. It's not drying at all. So patting any excess, just coming down to make sure that fades nicely into the skin. Setting the rest of my other areas with that powder. We're not doing the rest of my face with this powder, but alright. Okay. So I think I got a decent set for all the areas of my face that we concealed. Alright, so for foundation today, I'm going in with the Makeup Forever the Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation in the shade Y535, 535. And here is what it looks like on the inside. They give you a little sponge, a two-sided sponge. You use the white sponge for a lighter coverage and the dark, or the black side for a deeper coverage or fuller coverage. And then here is the shade, and you get a mirror. This packaging is very like utilitarian, you know, no frills, nothing like that, nothing fancy, as you can see. And it's, you know, not, you ain't getting nothing extra, okay? You got a mirror and that's all you need, okay? So if you're into the packaging, go elsewhere, but I feel like that's for all of Makeup Forever's products. I don't think they really, you know, pay too much attention to, you know, fancy packaging. Alright, so obviously this is new to my collection. I hardly ever use, I don't know if I've ever used a powder foundation as a straight up foundation, but summertime's coming and I wanted to see about using something a little different, so here we are. So I'm just going to use what they gave me. I'm going to use the dark side, the black side of the sponge, swipe that into the powder, and then just swipe it on my face. Alright, in all those areas where I would apply my liquid foundation, you know. And actually, I guess I would apply my liquid foundation all over my face, but since we since we already concealed and stuff, I don't, you know, and set that, I don't need to apply it on, you know, on my forehead and stuff like that, of course. The only thing about this is that it's kind of hard to keep a hold of it in your hand, but look at that coverage that I've gotten with this powder. It's really interesting. The only thing I'll say, because I have used this a couple of times already, I would suggest going into the store, and I don't know if they yet let you use these little sponge things. I feel like that would be a little bit unsanitary. But get a swatch it on your skin to see how it shows up, because this is Y535, but I feel like when I put it on my skin, it looks a little bit more red. And I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but when I put it on the first time, I was like, why does this look so, you know, it looks pretty reddish on my skin, but I don't know, maybe that was a fluke, or I didn't prime right or something, because I was using it straight, like I had just taken my makeup off and I didn't prime or moisturize or anything like that, and then I just put this straight on my skin, and it looked kind of strange. But when I went back, you know, using it the way I'm using it now with a primer and all that stuff, it looks pretty good. So alright, so that looks, I think that looks nice. So if you want to do more like blending, I like just take a brush and just go over everything, making sure everything is, you know, seamless and stuff like that, even though it is a powder. So I would say this is like my third or fourth impressions with this powder foundation, and I think it looks really good. But I only worn it out once, okay, because I had to, because I was planning on doing another video and I never got around to it, but I had already set up my makeup for the video. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think about this coverage of this foundation? Let me know, okay? Let me know. What kind of foundations do you guys wear? Do you wear powder foundations? When I wore this out yesterday, it lasted very nicely, but it wasn't the same as a liquid foundation. So I think it wore down nicer than a liquid foundation. Like when I patted my skin, I didn't see, I don't know if you guys experience that. If you like blot your skin, sometimes the foundation like just comes off or something, or you can kind of tell what area you're blotting because some of the foundation comes off and stuff like that. I did experience some transfer when I blotted my face, but it was not evident on my skin. Like I could just go in and repowder and I'd be really good. I just feel like this looks kind of, you know, skin-like. It's lightweight and it looks good. I like it. I like it. Got a matte face and, you know, a matte finish with this foundation, and I could just go out like this and be like a no makeup type of a look, you know what I'm saying? So, and especially if you spray your face with like a like a hydrating mist, like I just used this facial spray, Mario Badescu, and it looked really good, really skin-like after I sprayed it. So anyways, so that's that. Let's see about this. Okay, I'm going to use this Nabla foundation brush, and I'm going to go into my Huda Beauty powder, or Huda Beauty Tan Tour in the shade Tan, right? Yeah. And I'm just taking the side of this brush, like just the edge of it, because I don't want want that full size of the brush to be my contour. Okay. And I was like, you know, concerned, like, will this go on top of this powder okay? But it does. It goes on pretty good. Ooh, that was rich. But the good thing I like about this Huda Beauty Tan Tour product is that it blends out so easily. Like, even if I go a little bit hard in a spot, you know, laying that down, it blends out very easily. I'm going to take this fluffy brush from Royal Langnickel BOM 35 in their gold line, and it has nothing else on it. No other additional product on it. Okay. Going into the Natasha Denona Tan palette and using that bronzer shade to add a little bit more of a blend on top of that Tan Tour. Alright, so next I'm going into something old. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit palette from Hourglass. They came out with this last holiday. I think they come out with one every year. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked Mood Flush. Mood Flush. So this is like a luminous blush, but a very subtle luminosity. And I'm just going to smile and add this, you know, on the cheeks. There we go. So that is really beautiful. So I would say, like, I know this isn't available anymore, but Hourglass has some really beautiful blushes just based on my experience with this palette. This blush here is fantastic, and I don't know if these are new shades or something like that that they only put in this palette, but if you can find that blush called Mood Flush, I think it's really pretty. Blends really nicely and gives you a nice subtle, like, kind of like mauve toned. It's not real pinky. It's kind of like got a purple, like plummy look to it. It's kind of hard to go overboard, at least for me on my skin tone. It's hard to go overboard with that blush. It looks really good. Alright, so I'm going to save my highlighter for after I've done my makeup because I'm going to put excess powder underneath my eye. And for that, I'm using this little Beauty Blender finger covering thing. It's called the Power Pocket Puff, okay? And so you can use one side for apply your powders, and I like how it's pointed so you can just really get right to the areas where you want. And you can use your finger to do that, so you can really get that precise application. You deposit powder with the plush pink side and re-blend and touch up using the tan side. So then you can turn it over and use this tan side, which is kind of like spongy feeling, to like touch up and blend. Or you can use this like if you're doing your make, you need to pull your eyes down to get in your waterline, something like that. It won't disturb the makeup by using this. Really easy to use with this sponge. Of course it's not necessary, but something easy to make your like makeup application situation a little bit easier. But it's cute. I thought it was cute. Okay. Alright, they be getting me with the cute stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna do my brows and we'll be back with my eyes prepped for an eyeshadow look. So we are using the Ace Beaute, I think that's how you say it, Ace Beaute Oceanic Palette. And I was going to resist, okay? I was going to resist because you guys saw that I also have the Certify Affinity 2 palette that I use in my Makeup Quicktime, or Makeup Quick Minute. I'll put that there in the eye so you can click on that. But yeah, I have this palette, so I'm like, I don't need the Oceanic palette. I kind of wish I had seen that the Oceanic palette was coming out before I bought the Certified palette, but hey, whatever. So here is the Oceanic palette. Here is the Affinity 2 palette from Certified. These are the palettes. They are different. There's some overlap, okay? Ain't no denying there's some overlap, but there are some differences. What I like about this one, there's a lot more metallics in this palette than there are in this one, but you get more shades in this palette than you do in this one. I think this one might be a little bit less expensive as well. This is coming from overseas. 18 shades in this palette, 15 shades in this one. So it just depends on what your color preferences are, but you know, I feel like you might be able to get similar looks with both. Actually, no, there are more metallic green options in this palette than in this one. You've only just really got one metallic green shade, and then the other one is more of like a duochrome. You've got 3 green metallics in this palette, and they, you know, have different undertones, different color, you know, variations, like a little bit more teal, a little olive, that type of thing. So, you know, I feel like these are different. We're using this one today and this is gonna be my first impressions. I will insert swatches here. And these metallics swatch beautifully, as you guys can see. So we're gonna come up with something, and I'm gonna do my best not to recreate a similar look than what I used with this one. So we're gonna do something a little bit different, trying to incorporate the greens and the blues in today's look. Let's get started. And guys, when I use that certified palette, I use my Sonia G brushes, and I washed them, girl. They stained. I'm so mad. Okay, my beautiful white Sonia G brushes have been stained with blue eyeshadow, particularly my Crease Pro. Let me show you guys. It's not too bad, but you know, it's got, let me show you guys. Can you see that? It's got a blue tint to it at the top. Come on now, shoot. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Fiji. This is a aqua color, and I'm using that in the transition area using this brush from, using my Royal & Lang Nickel BOM 35. BOM 45, sorry. Okay, so focusing that right into the crease, but then blending to make sure that it's, you know, in that transition area nicely, and that there aren't any harsh lines. That blended pretty well. Okay, I'm going in with a precise brush. This is the Juvia's J127 Precision brush into the shade Pacific. And this is the dark, beautiful, oh my gosh. I just love this color. Like this type of color. Like even when I would color in school with crayons and stuff, I would always gravitate towards like a nice teal blue-green tone. This is so pretty. Gosh. This is just so beautiful. Just the color of it. I'm not talking about the formula. I mean, the formula is nice too, but I just really like the color of this shade. Going back with the fluffier brush that we just used, that BOM 45, into Fiji and blending the edges of that shade. Okay, that blends nicely. No patchiness or anything like that to note, so everything's going pretty good so far. That blended really good, really nicely. Look at that blend, guys. Very pretty. Alright, so I don't know how these I don't know what to do, okay? I don't know how the metallics sit on top of mattes, and I don't know how mattes sit on top of metallics. So just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm taking the same brush I used with Pacific, and I'm going into Lagoon, the dark blue, and I'm putting that on this outer corner here. Just laying that down and then doing a little bit blend into the Pacific shade. That's pretty. That went on very easily. I didn't muddy with the other color. Girl, this is nice. That's pretty, y'all. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Okay. Alright, so another shade similar to Pacific, but like on the metallic end. I'm going into Marina. This is another shade that I just think is so beautiful. So I'm going to see how it goes without a glitter glue, because you guys saw the swatches. It looked like it would do good without a glitter glue. Okay, so let's take this on the inner corner. I feel like I'm always doing halo eyes on this channel, but okay. On the inner corner. Look at that, guys. How pretty is that? Okay, so we're on that inner corner and it's looking stunning. There's no shade like this in the Certified palette. I don't think there's a shade like anything we used so far in the Certified palette. Nope. Maybe the dark blue on the outer corner. Maybe. But that's it. That's the only shade that has a similarity to the Certified palette, alright? And then on the outer corner, despite me laying that on top of a mat, it's sticking pretty good. Alright, so we've got that there. Next, I'm going in with a green. I'm going to go in with Anemone and putting that on this center. Alright, so that went on pretty as well, but I need to do some blending. Make sure that they, you know, there's not a harsh line between the, you know, two shades that we just used. So going back into Marina and just patting a little bit of that over top of the edges, you know, to make sure there's a blend between Marina and Anemone. Gotta make sure that there's a blend. I like the tone of this. It's not like a bright green or a bright blue look. It's very, you know, olive toned, a little bit more grungy and stuff. Smoky eye, ocean, mermaid realness we got going on here. Ooh. Alright, so I'm going back into the shade Pacific with that smaller brush and just reapplying and making sure that that didn't get lost. Going into Pacific with that smaller brush and sweeping that on the lower lash line, close to the lash line, and connecting that up to the outer V. Then I've got my MAC 242 and I'm going into the shade Mykonos. Woohoo! This is such a pretty shade, at least in the pan, so let's see what I get over here. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Oh my goodness. Now the only thing I need to know, I guess we'll find out pretty soon, is if I can sweep away this fallout. Because I don't think I did a good job of applying my powder all the way up to my eye. I think we've done enough with this eye. Like, Alright, so I got to do my liner and my mascara. And then we'll come back for the highlight, you know, with the other eye done. We'll do our highlight. And then I think I might add some gold to the brow bone. There's nothing in this palette that I would put for my brow bone. So, nothing for my brow bone. So, I'm going to probably use my highlighter to get a little bit of a highlight for my brow bone. So, I'm going to come back with the eyes done. And we're going to do our highlight, brow bone. And we are going to finish out this video with some lips, of course, okay? Alright, guys. So, here are the eyes completed. What do you guys think? What do you think? Actually, I didn't do my brow bone. So, yeah. But, yeah. Sometimes I wonder, like, if I take my, you know, color too far out. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's cute. And I'm like, did you go too far out? Or should you have made it a little bit more concise and stuff? I don't know. But this is Makeup Playtime, and this is what it's looking like. Alright? So, for the highlight, I'm just going to use my sponge. And I'm going to go back into my Natasha Denona Tan palette. I'm going to get the sponge into the creamy base. And press that on the highlighted area. And what I'm also probably going to do is put some of that blush back on, because when I put my RCMA powder on, I think that it kind of dulled the blush. And then I'm going to take my Wayne Goss fan brush. This is an old fan brush. He doesn't make this one anymore. He now has it like with a different hair type or something. So I'm going to go into the Super Glow, which is the gold shade that's right next to it. So I'm going to go into that, the shade that's right next to the cream base on this fan brush, and just, you know, lay that down lightly. I really like this fan brush. It's really easy to use, and it applies the highlight seamlessly. Like a lot of fan brushes before, you would get that harsh line, but this one doesn't do that. It just lays it down really in a nice blended fashion. So I'm going to wipe off my MAC 242 real good. And I'm going to go into that same shade, that highlighter shade, with this MAC 242, and put this on my brow bone. Wow, that is some pigment. Alright, let's get into some lips. So I'm going to use this Bite lip liner. It's called the Bite Lip Pencil. And it's in 044. It doesn't have the name of it, but I think this is called Rich Mahogany. It's currently on sale at Sephora for $9. Alright, so that's the lip liner. And then I'm going to get some new lip products. Jaclyn Hill. Yes. Just kidding. Okay. I'm probably going to cut that out. But yeah, I'll just briefly touch on it. I did buy the lipsticks, okay? I bought a trio, but I stopped using them. So, yeah. But we're going to get into some different lip products that I purchased and see how those look. Okay, so Pat McGrath came out with a couple more shades of her Blitz Trance lipsticks. I never tried the formula because they looked kind of glittery, so I just skipped on them when she first came out with these. They're like a satin, I think, finish, but then they have glitter or shimmer in them, and it makes your lips look kind of like shiny. Well, shiny and like, I don't want to say glittery, but they have like a glitter, like a shimmer to them. They have this beautiful packaging, gold glitter. I picked up the shade Skin Flicks. This is what it looks like. It's like a pink nude tone. So that's what that looks like. They look interesting. I like them. I've been using both the shades I picked up, that Skin Flicks, and what it just looks to me like, it has a subtle, like, I don't want to say metallic, because I feel like people kind of don't like metallic finish, and it's not like a metallic, like, looks like a metal on your lips, but it does have a kind of like, maybe like a frost, maybe I could say that, like a frost to it, but it's kind of subtle. Alright, so then anyways, the next shade I picked up is Flesh 3, and this one is right here. Let me swatch this for you. Alright, and so I feel like in this one you can actually see some of the sheen, metallic, I hate to say metallic, but that type of a finish to it. It has a gold shift to it. I like these on them. They're on their own, but also paired with another like matte lipstick, and then it gives your lips a nice, adds more dimension to the lipstick if you use this like in the center as a topper. But I'm going to show you Skin Flicks on my lips today by itself. So what do you guys think about this lipstick? I think it looks really pretty. I think it looks stunning, okay? I don't know. I mean, it has a little bit of a metallic finish to it, but it's subtle, and I feel like it makes my lips, in my opinion, it looks like they have just a nice shine to them, but it's not a gloss. Especially with this lip liner, y'all. Just the final look. This is it. Alright, so first of all, can we talk about this skin, okay? Can we talk about it? Look at it. I mean, y'all ain't got no choice if you're watching the video, but see? Look. And it's a powder foundation. Are you serious? Like, it looks like I have on just foundation that I've set down. It looks like I have on a matte foundation and that I've powdered and everything. And all I did was use that... all I did was use that powder foundation. So I am very pleased with that. Alright. So, the eyeshadow palette. What do you guys think about the eyes? Let me give you guys another close-up. I like it. I think the shades performed very, very nicely together. And the shades are just very complementary. So even though I went from blue to green and stuff, nothing's clashing. That Pacific with that Lagoon, really nice together. Fiji, Pacific, Lagoon, those are the three mattes that I used in the palette today. And they complemented each other very nicely and they blended together very nicely. No muddying of the color. I didn't lose any of the shades when I applied the other shade. Pacific didn't overtake Fiji. Lagoon didn't overtake Pacific. So it's just really, really, really good separation of color and easy to blend. No skipping, no catching onto the lid or any harsh, like, strange lines appearing when I'm blending, nothing disappearing when I'm blending, you know. So, and I have experienced all of those different issues with other eyeshadow palettes, so this is very, very good. The metallics went on nice. I didn't use a glitter glue, so can you imagine if I used a glitter glue how intense the metallics would be? I think they'd be even more intense than what they're showing on my eyes right now. So I think everything came together very nicely and the pigmentation is very, very much so there with the shades that I've used so far. But the swatches, they lead me to believe that they're all going to be like that, you know? So good. First impressions on this is very, very good. So the last new product that I use are these lipsticks, the lipstick and the lip liner. The lip liner is a very nice shade. It's not your full-on like dark brown. It has a little bit of a, I feel like a burgundy tone to it, so it can pass for brown, can pass a little bit for burgundy as well, but it went on really nicely. Like I said, $9 at Sephora. It's on sale, so I wanted to, you know, pick it up and try it. But they don't have a lot of brown options. Like, that's the darkest brown tone that I saw in their offerings, at least from, you know, looking at the shades that they show online. And then I only showed you guys one shade on my lips of this Blitz Trance lipstick, but I like it. And it's just up to you if you guys like this type of finish. I can say that the formula is nice. It doesn't feel gritty, even though there is shimmer in this lipstick. It doesn't feel gritty on the lips, and it is kind of hydrating. You know, it's not drying or anything like that. I think it gives a nice sheen to the lips and just a different type of finish, you know. So I think it's really nice. And of course, Pat McGrath does an amazing job with her packaging. So yeah, really, really good. So, but let me know, you guys, what you guys think about this look. What you think about the eyeshadow. Yeah. Would you be considering buying this palette? I know when I did my makeup quick minute, some of you guys was like, look good on you, girl, but not for me. So it might be the same thing with this palette, but it's a little bit of a grungier color scheme and stuff, a lot more olives and greens and stuff. So, and also what you think about this foundation. Okay, do you use powder foundation? You guys, give me your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content from me, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm uploading videos 3 to 4 times per week, working on it, okay, working on that 3 to 4 times per week schedule. And if you like makeup reviews, makeup playtimes and stuff like that, I do a lot of product reviews, a lot of eyeshadow reviews, okay, and definitely hit the subscribe button, okay? And I will be talking to you guys really, really soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.